What's up, guys? It is your boy Dwight, aka Tyree, aka Dwight Tyree, and I am back again with a brand new video. Let's chat about it. We are here. Today we have only a couple topics to talk about, but there's so much to say that I think 2 topics was enough for today. So first topic that I have for you guys is Ray J is acting a fool. Alright, that's the name of the topic. Ray J is acting a fool. So we got Ray J, who felt like he had to come out and make a video. Well, first things first, let's start off with this. The Boy Is Mine tour is currently active and going well. And Ray J came online, I believe it's like the day after one of the shows, and he basically says that Beyoncé and Jay-Z do not communicate and they do not talk to his sister, Brandy. He's like, you guys don't come say hi to her. You guys, y'all walk right past her dressing room door and y'all don't say anything. That's messed up. Y'all need to come say hi. And I'm just like, what? Also, a little before I saw that post of Ray J making that comment about Beyoncé and Jay-Z not talking to him, I saw another post of Ray J. Wait, my bad. It wasn't Ray J, but it probably was Ray J. Brandy commented on Beyonce's Instagram. Ray J commented on Beyonce's Instagram. And he commented and he was basically like, he's like, come down here right now and I dare you to take a picture with me. Brandy said this, but I'm saying Ray J because I feel like Ray J hacked her phone. But who knows? Who knows? I still do think there's a chance that Brandy wrote that. I think I'm more so leaning towards Ray J, but there's a chance that might have been Brandy, because, siblings do act alike. I'll just say that. A lot of the time, you have a little similarity to your siblings. So, that's all I'm going to say. But Ray J, I'm assuming wrote that. That sounds more like something he would say, because I don't think that Brandy would really post that. But then again, like I said, who knows? So, they're like, oh, come downstairs to take a picture with me right now. We have matching outfits on. I dare you to come down. Something along them lines. I'm saying it verbatim. And the picture will go viral. And I'm just like, what? When I first saw it, I was like, okay. And then after I saw that post was when I saw the Ray J video when he's saying like, oh, you don't say hi to Brandy and this and that. So that's why I'm assuming it's Ray J, because why as soon as I see the Brandy comment saying come downstairs and take a picture with me to Beyonce, I'm then seeing a video of Ray J making that comment. So I'm like, this has to be Ray J saying this on purpose on Brandy's account. That's what I'm assuming. It's either that, it's one of them two. I don't think it's nobody else. It's either Brandy or Ray J that wrote that. So that was really weird. The thing about it that was weird to me is like, okay, you may feel like Beyonce and Jay-Z are not communicating enough with you guys, or with Brandy rather, and it's her tour. I do feel like they did not come to see Brandy, they came to see Kelly. However, I do think it would be nice if they say hi to Brandy as well. I like both artists, but I'm going to be real with you. If he felt like that, he could have said that to their faces. They've been coming allegedly to like every show. I'm hearing that they came to a lot of the shows. So you had opportunities to come to them and say, hey, why didn't you guys say what's up to Brandy? I feel like it's cringy enough saying it online, so you might as well say it in person to their faces. At least only they would know. But you're saying it online, like, what am I supposed to do with this information now? Or do you think that if you say it publicly that they would try to save their image and start saying hi to Brandy, but it's like you're begging for a hi? So, Beyonce ain't gotta say hi to nobody, but I do feel like if you felt away, you could have had that conversation with them individually, privately. I don't know if you want the whole world to yell at Beyonce and say, Beyonce, talk to Brandy. Jay-Z, talk to Brandy. But nobody was doing that. Instead, you kind of embarrassed her in a way. Because I feel like this tour, I'm not going to lie, I'm hearing a lot of people saying that Brandy did her thing. I'm hearing more comments about Brandy than Monica is what I'm hearing. Vocally, Brandy was on point, this and that. So it's like, you're kind of dimming her light in a way from the positivity when you're going around and doing this messy stuff. And Ray J is just messy because even on Love Cabin, his show that he has, the reality show he's hosting, he does weird things. He kisses the castmates and he's supposed to be the host. He be making them go through their phones and he be looking at their nudes and stuff. So Ray J just been on some weird stuff lately. Even when he went to the Kai stream a few months ago, he was being weird. So lately this year, I don't know what Ray J's been on, but he's been on something. He's been having a weird year, and I hope that he's sober. That's all I'm going to say about that. I know he drinks, but hopefully ain't nothing more than that, because Ray J just been a little off. I don't know if it's just clout chasing or what. Ray J also has been bugging too, because recently Princess Love and him on Thanksgiving, they got into it, and the night before Thanksgiving, and allegedly he pulled out a gun on her, like in front of the daughter, and the daughter was crying on live, and he got arrested on Thanksgiving Day. I think he got out. So yeah, Ray J's been really weird this year. Hopefully he's good. Hopefully his mental health alright. It don't seem like it, but this might be a cry for help. Because there's one thing when you're a clout chaser, but it's just like some of the things that he's been doing lately, it's been too far. And it's like he's always kind of been messy and stuff in the media, but it seems like he's getting worse as he gets older instead of the other way around. Because for the love of Ray J days, he wasn't that bad. He was tolerable. But lately, he's just been doing the most. Alright, y'all. So let's get into this Diddy drama. So, you know, Diddy has been in the hot seat all year. Like, this has been probably Diddy's worst year ever. Like, even the end of last year. Yeah, so Diddy has not been winning lately. So recently, 50 Cent dropped a documentary on Netflix about Diddy. And this documentary is really good. I thought, honestly, when I first heard that 50 Cent was going to drop the documentary, I was expecting it to be something really petty, something corny, something he'll throw together just to like slander his name. But I will say, because you know they have beef. They had beef for a while. So I would say that 50 Cent did a great job producing this documentary. The documentary had different footage that people have never seen. Diddy was working on his own documentary, which did not come out because allegedly he did not pay the person he was supposed to pay that got the footage for him. So 50 Cent was able to get that footage and pay the guy. So shout out to 50 Cent. And shout out, I know the guy happy because he probably got more money than what he's going to get. So yeah, so we see footage of 50 Cent, footage of Diddy in hotel rooms having conversations and like even a few weeks before the whole thing. So let's get into it. So first thing first, the beginning of the documentary, we talk about his upbringing, we talk about his family, we talk about his lifestyle. You know, he grew up in New York City, Harlem. He has two parents. His dad, I believe his dad's name was Melvin Combs. His father's name was Melvin Combs. Yes, it's confirmed. He was a known drug dealer in Harlem, and he died in 1972. At this time, Diddy was a toddler, I believe about 2 years old when his father died. So he didn't really grow up with his father, but it's crazy how you could not grow up with somebody, but you can get some characteristics. So yes, his father was, you know, a drug dealer. His mother was allegedly, you know, doing things illegal as well. She was in the 70s and stuff, and in the 80s, they were well off. You know, his mother used to drive around in a Cadillac, and they showed things of that nature. They even talked about how his mom would park the car on the corner or wherever and go into the store and leave him in the car with the key inside the ignition, and no one would rob them. Nobody would steal their car because they were well known in Harlem, and people respected their family. So I believe, you know, they might have been involved in certain things, so people knew better than to even mess with them. So that was his upbringing. So I believe his upbringing does play a role in his life as he gets older. As we move on, we talk about more things in the documentary. I'm not going to talk about every single thing, but I'll summarize the main points that stood out to me. They also talked about Biggie as well, of course. If you guys know, Biggie is a rapper from Brooklyn. If you don't know, now you know. Like, come on, how y'all know that? But yes, he's a rapper, and he was signed to Bad Boy. He worked closely with Diddy for his, you know, the years in his career. So one big thing that went on in the 90s is the whole East Coast, West Coast drama. So Biggie went to LA. Diddy wanted him to go out there. If you ever heard the song Going Back to Cali by Biggie, you hear the phone call in the beginning with him and Diddy. So they played that in the documentary where he's saying, yo, we're going to LA, like make sure you get ready, let's go. So they go to LA, and at this time he had beef with a lot of people, both of them, you know, it's East Coast, West Coast drama. And, you know, Biggie was supposed to go to the UK, which I did not know about until I saw this documentary. He was supposed to go to the UK. Diddy canceled the flight allegedly, and Diddy wanted him to stay in LA because he wanted to have a party in LA. So I believe that the reason why Diddy wanted to have this party in LA is because kind of to show that he's not scared, kind of to show that he's tough, to show that these people aren't, you know, that he's from New York and they ain't no threat. That's how I saw it. I feel like Diddy did this to prove a point, a power move, if you will. So the crazy thing is that Biggie ended up dying that night. So if he got out of LA, there's a chance that Biggie would have been alive today, or if not alive today, at least lived past that night. So people are saying that in the documentary there's suspicion that Biggie was set up by Diddy because, you know, of different reasons. Biggie allegedly working on his contract at the time. Also, you know, Death does sell, you know, records. And also, he tried to renegotiate and change his contract after Biggie's death. So that was also suspicious. They also talk about the fact that Biggie had to pay for his own funeral. So his funeral was paid for with the money that he made. And I feel like that's messed up. Like, Diddy, come on, you couldn't have paid for his funeral? And just to add on to that, years ago, Biggie's daughter came out and said that that Diddy was not involved in her or her brother's life. Like, he did not play a role in like making sure that they're okay. So he didn't really check on them. He kind of just went his separate way, I guess, after Biggie passed away, which is crazy, especially if you're part of the reason why he's not here. You would think that at least he would look out for his kids. This man already had to pay for his own funeral. So you would think that at least Diddy would have just make sure that his kids were good, send them some money every now and then, give them opportunities, help them out. So thankfully, Biggie's mom did look out for the family and help them make more money, and both children are successful. But it's just crazy that Diddy has he spent so much time with Biggie, and you had a role, and whether you set him up or not, you did play a role in his death. I'm not trying to say, if he didn't set him up, then I'm not going to straight up blame him, but you did play a role. So it's like, you would think that alone you would be supportive. And then he went to dance around at the award show looking stupid. They showed the clip of him dancing around now too. He was doing that tribute. I forgot what award show it was, but he did a tribute to Diddy, looking crazy, dancing around. They also talked about Diddy's dating history. And that stood out to me because it seemed like a power thing as well, because he was trying to he usually dates people that are in relationships. So like Kim Porter, I believe, was in a relationship at the time when he got with her. Well, I believe she was with Al B. Sure at the time when he was like, at least, I don't know if they messed around while she was with Al B. Sure, but he was hollering at her and trying to make a move at that time. And eventually they got together. There was also Cassie, who was also in a relationship and also very young at the time when she got with Diddy. I believe she was 19 years old. And Diddy was in his 30s. So that's also a red flag right there. And Tupac's ex-girlfriend, he actually ended up with her and had a child with her. If you guys don't know, his daughter Chance, who's around the same age as the twins, whose mother is Kim Porter, which shows that he cheated on. There's some overlapping right there. But she was actually with Tupac, who was his enemy. So it's like his dating history also shows that he does petty things and tries to gain power. So that alone, I feel like, showed that he tried to like get power and show that he's that dude by dating the women that he did date. And they also said that he always, he didn't take no for an answer. He always tried to get what he wanted and he wouldn't give up. So that might apply to relationships as well. There was also scenes of Kalina. If you guys don't know who Kalina is from the group Dirty Money. So if you know the song Hello, Good Morning, I'm Coming Home, I believe was the name of the other song. They did a few songs together. I actually did like the group at the time, I'm not gonna lie. They had some bops. But yes, Kalina, she had an interview which is very interesting because during the trial, she didn't really give too much info, but in this documentary she is. But yeah, she talked about Diddy called her allegedly at night crying, begging for help and support. he really was trying to get her to help him out for real. And she was like, he was blowing up her phone, and she even played a voicemail of him saying like, you know, I would appreciate the help, but I know you're trying to look out for your family and this and that. So I believe that Kalina wanted to stay quiet and she didn't want to be involved. She said that she didn't know allegedly about all this stuff. Like she didn't know about the freak offs and all that was going on. Like she didn't have that experience, but she was able to attest to a few things about Diddy's personality, such as him being persistent on doing what he wanted. Whereas Aubrey, on the other hand, her experience was different. Aubrey from Danity Kane, she talks about they showed she read a letter that somebody wrote basically saying that they was at Diddy's house and they walked in and she was drugged. It was clear that she was drugged and Diddy was penetrating her and she was giving oral sex to another man at the same time. But when the person looked at her, she looked like she was out of it. Like mentally she wasn't there. She was drugged up. And the scary thing about it is that Aubrey doesn't know if this is true or not. And she's afraid to find out partially because if it's a lie, then she has to go at that person and then it's going to make it look like people are lying on Diddy. Because if they lied about the Aubrey situation, then other people are probably lying. And then if it is true, it's like, who wants to remember that? You know what I'm saying? So that was crazy. I never heard of that story until the documentary as well. Another thing that I saw that was really disgusting was Justin Combs. Well, I'm not trying to laugh. Justin Combs was allegedly involved in the stuff as well. Like, they were saying that Justin Combs would be in a room with Diddy with a bunch of half-naked women as well. And I'm just like, I never liked when I hear father-son, like, team-ups. Like, let your son explore that on his own. Why do you want to have sex in the same room as your child? That's kind of weird to me. Like, even if y'all not in the same bed, it's still like, why are we in the same room? Why am I near you having an orgasm? And it's predatory, so it makes me wonder, because I'm like, he could have been doing this with him when he was a teenager. He might have grown up with this, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I'm sure they've been doing it for years. It's very weird, in my opinion, because, yeah, I just feel like, yeah, that's weird. You probably get off from seeing your son have sex. I don't know. This is alleged, but people have said that they saw him do that. So a lot of people are looking at Justin Combs sideways. Matter of fact, I just want to tell you guys, I've read some of his comments on his his Instagram. So I went on his Instagram to be nosy to see what people are saying, and the comments are not by his side. He need to turn them comments off. They are not feeling you, Justin. Somebody said, yo, man, you be having freak offs in the same room with your dad? You hella weird. Oh my goodness. They said his mom is a victim and he decided to become a predator. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. I'm sorry, y'all. There's so much about this documentary. His mom, people were saying in the 90s that Diddy was beating his mom, stomping her out. He beat her like in public and people saw it. And some people, I forgot who it was, but somebody in the documentary was saying that they were confused because they saw them fighting and then a year later she was pregnant with Justin. So he was beating her before Justin was even conceived. But yeah, these comments are not by his side, y'all. And yeah, they were saying that about his mom too, that she was allegedly beat. But yeah, the comments are bad. They call him nasty, you your daddy's son. So ew! One of the comments said that you and your dad touch tips. Anyways. Ew. It's not funny, but it's like the internet makes stuff funny that's not supposed to be funny. Okay, so honestly, y'all, it looks like Justin Combs' career might be done too from his father's allegations. The only people that might have hope out of his kids are the daughters. So hopefully they're able to stay with Kimora Lee, because I heard that she's been taking care of the twins. So hopefully, some people are not trusting them either. I don't think that the daughters are guilty, but I just feel bad that they have to. Imagine hearing about this stuff about your dad and you're like in 12th grade. 12th grade is supposed to be the best moment of your teen years. Like it's like you're almost grown, like you go to prom, graduation, and now you're dealing with your dad. Like they just graduated in I think earlier this year, but it's still like that age is supposed to be fun. It's like it's gonna be traumatic for them. They also did talk about the Kid Cudi explosion situation. His assistant at the time said that when he found out about Cassie and Kid Cudi, that he flipped. Cassie was cheating on him, but he was cheating on Cassie too. You know, he had Kim Porter. I believe they both knew about each other. So it's like, at the same time, people were trying to slut shame Cassie, but it's like, he wasn't claiming her as the main chick, and it was almost like she was a public side. I don't know, it's weird, because I thought him and Kim Porter was over, and he was with Cassie, but I guess he was with, like, Cassie publicly, but in real life, he was with Kim Porter. I don't know. But she was messing with Kid Cudi. He didn't want her cheated, only he could cheat. So he, you know, the assistant, I believe her name was Capricorn, they went and he kidnapped her, she's a legend. And, you know, he was trying to kill Kid Cudi, supposedly. Ended up blowing up his car. And his car actually did explode in his driveway. So, that is crazy. But, you know, of course Diddy denied those claims. Because they talked about that during the court case. And, you know, I'm not going to talk about too much more. Because there's a lot to get into. And if you didn't see it, I would suggest you watch it. Because it's like 4 parts. But Diddy did other things. Like, he stole magazine covers from Biggie. That Biggie was supposed to have even after he died. It just gave, like, I don't know, let's make this about me. You know, even though my friend is dead. Like, he was trying, I think that, and they also did say Diddy kind of wanted the talent that his people had. So it might have been some jealousy there. You know, they were talking about how long it took him months to come up with a little simple verse that he couldn't even rap, you know. And he had ghostwriters. He wanted to be a rapper, but he couldn't rap. But, you know, they also talk about the Tupac situation and how he might have had a hand. There's a person named Keith D. His real name is Dwayne Davis. He's accused of, you know, killing Tupac. And Dwayne Davis has accused Diddy repeatedly of offering a bounty, but he has no proof. So after this documentary, I did see something online that said that they found more evidence, allegedly, for this case. But that's all I saw. But this case is supposed to start, the trial for Keith D. or Dwayne Davis, whatever y'all want to call him, is supposed to be in 2026. So I'm at the edge of my seat because I'm sure we're going to find out a lot of information. And I was just saying, you know, it's crazy because when Tupac died, I was like 2 years old or something like that. Or I might have been 1 still, going on 2. And now, Tupac, you know, he died at 25, and I'm older than the age Tupac was when he died, so it's crazy that it took all these years. 2026 will be 29 years since Tupac died, and we still don't have this information. Like, that's crazy. We're still just now going to trial about this, so that's wild. But I do want to say 50 Cent did a great job with this documentary. He gave good footage and information. We got to see Diddy, like how he was feeling a couple days before arrest. We even saw him in Harlem hanging out with black people, and then he got in a car and he was saying that he got to take a hot bath because he hugged too many people. Like, that was crazy. But he's saving semen and rubbing it on his chest, and he ain't disgusted by that. And having 3-day freak-offs with all these people. Like, that's crazy. But, yeah, 50 Cent did his thing. He definitely gave good information. He gave facts. He had great people that he interviewed. If you did not see that documentary, I suggest you check it out. Even if you feel like you pretty much know a lot about it, I still feel like it's pretty interesting because he did a really good job. He did better than I expected because I just thought he was going to be petty. And lastly, guys, I'm going to leave you guys with a song of the week. The song of the week this week is Yukon by Justin Bieber. I really like that song. I've been singing it a lot lately. And I also want to do an honorable song, a runner-up for song of the week. It's going to be Beep Beep by Nicki Minaj and 50 Cent because 50 Cent, he made this line in the song where he said that he's 90s grimy. And recently with this whole Diddy situation, Diddy sent him flowers. And he was like, is this a death threat? And then he was like, I'm 90s grimy. So I guess he's trying to say, like, if you want the smoke, I can give it to you. Because, you know, the 90s, they ain't play. You know, people dying and stuff. With the Tupac and Biggie situation. So he's like, I'm on that timing. So I was like, all right, I got to give that song, like, honorable second place. Because I guess that's the mood of the week with that comment that 50 Cent made. But, all right, y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my TikTok. Follow me on TikTok. I'm doing vlogmas, you guys, via TikTok. So if you want to like see more about my days and my life, check that out. I'm not going to just be talking about like current events. It's going to be about just like chill stuff, me hanging out. I might bring up a few things that's going on, but that's not going to be the main topic. But yes, Make sure you guys follow me on TikTok, follow me on Instagram. And alright, peace out, y'all. Thanks for watching.